guys, welcome in for another fun-filled Saturday video. I was gonna say action-packed. It kind of is action-packed as well. This is gonna be my favorites for the month of July, and I'm gonna be actually doing this sort of full face style. I feel like the favorites kind of ended up filling this little basket, and as I look at what's in there, I'm like, yeah, it pretty much does account for a full face. But it's a lot of rediscovered favorites. Actually, no, scratch that. Not rediscovered favorites, because maybe one or two of these things had like a favorite status in the past, but it's rediscovered products that have just been in my collection that I never really appreciated their true worth. Like, it's finally coming to me now. You'll see a couple of palettes where it's like, whoa, where did those come from? I've had these on hand, but what? I can't get the camera straight today, guys. I just can't get it straight. But there are a couple of new things, but it just feels like a real digging in has happened, you know, like a real using what I have, and that makes me happy. Also, it amounts to a pretty natural look. I feel like the things that I've reached for a lot are things that I've used on days where I just want the skin to look fresh and be easy. Lightweight, no fuss, just a very simple look. So it's gonna be this whole favorites get ready with me thing today. I'm excited about that. Also, I had some questions, people asking me, did I miss the June favorites? Like, where was the June Best in Beauty? No, I actually didn't post one. Around the time of June Best in Beauty, I had put out like 3 videos that I felt like were very favorites oriented. I did my favorite like vacation beauty products. I had done the products that were physically easy to put on. I also had the best products under $5, and those videos came like boom, boom, boom. And I just felt like that kind of caught and summed up a lot of favorite products for that time, and to do a favorites video on top of those would have been really redundant. But let's stop chatting and start applying. Here is something that I have used a ton over the past month. It's the NYX Bare With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I feel like it's been kind of a go-to when I haven't been testing something else or just want to establish that quick look. I have really enjoyed this. I do have a full review video on these like Bare products from NYX, but this one has really stuck with me, and I wear it in natural soft beige, and it is just such a lightweight product. It does not contain SPF, so I've already got that on, but I squeeze out like a large pea or pearl sized amount and get it all over. And I've lately liked blending it in with my Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques. I rediscovered this guy in my brush stash. It's light coverage, but I really like it. Now here, very recently, I've got to be honest with you, there's another sort of lightweight coverage style product that has come into my life, and it's that Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. I don't think I've had it near long enough for it to be like a complete favorite. It's by far not a most used of the month status type thing, but I know going forward that that's going to get used quite a bit. But I do love this Bare With Me from NYX, and it's super light, but it just gives me a little extra moisture and a little light coverage all over the skin. And it pairs so well. Here's the thing, and I was like, back when David was here, I was telling him about this combo, and he's like, this would be a nice like men's makeup combo. Like, you know, men in TV broadcasting or something who don't want a real mask on, but just want to fix a few things. That's kind of what these two come together to be. And I have loved this e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer. I wear this in the shade Light, and this is one of those total, like, it's not a rediscovered favorite because I don't know that this was ever a pure favorite of mine, but I'm loving it now. Camera's washing it out just a bit, but there are a couple of shades in here that are a little peachy and a couple that are a bit more yellow. The one here on the end is almost like a yellowish peach, but I find myself going to this particular shade, this third shade in the row, right away, and I get that around any darkness around my eyes because I feel like it's almost like a little bit of a peachy corrector, you know? So I get that there, and then I take usually this shade that's right beside it. I mix it up because, you know, they're all fairly close, but this is like my brightening, really light yellowish shade, and I also love that around the redness by my nose. And that yellow that I'm just dipping into now seems to be just a little bit drier formula compared to the peachy color that I'm putting around the eyes, and that's also kind of perfect. So I've dabbed this around fairly generously. These are really creamy concealers, and I'm not like concerned about them changing the overall look of my skin, but they end up covering so nicely. I feel like I end up with just this really natural, great looking skin, but the coverage is just not thick. So I'm just using that same little brush that I blended in my foundation with, and I'm approaching it with kind of a dabbing style blend. Like, just think about pressing this into the skin And look at what that did like for melasma and darkness. It's so nice. So here's the skin, and I feel like, yeah, I can see some freckles through it. Feel of everything on here is nice and lightweight, but still hydrated. And I've just really found myself loving this combo so much. The next thing that I put on, I didn't actually have this pulled into my favorites, but I think this has been a favorite recently. I've talked about it a lot, but just my e.l.f. translucent powder. This is kind of something that was like a can't live without product years back, and I have gone and rediscovered it, but I'll set the under eye definitely with some of this because I feel like that concealer definitely can use it, and it'll have fresher, better staying power if I do this. And I just go all over the T-zone too. And there we go. I just love this kind of easy, natural, throw it together, drugstore base we've created. I can picture myself in like newborn baby mode and throwing this together really, really easily just with my fingers and being happy with it. So next up, I guess this is where we bring in the palettes because they are like a full face palette here. And I've had these on hand for months, have not given them nearly the attention they're due. They're from the Balm and they're called Alternative Rock Volume 1 and 2. I remember when they came out, I thought, oh my gosh, those look so cute. I need them. They've actually got a really cute sleeve that they came out of. Like there's cute little illustrations of these girls on the outside, but these are meant to look sort of like CD cases. But when they came out, I ordered them and then they just sort of took a back seat. But they're really, really cool little multitasking palettes here. So the Balm quality powders, you know I love the quality of their eyeshadows and their face products. So you're getting bronzer, blush, and highlight, and then 6 eyeshadows here. And I especially love, like this is the first one that drew me in, was the Volume 1, this color scheme that's kind of like a little bit cooler, kind of rosy, a little bit of a copper thing going on. Also absolutely adore what's happening with the face colors there, you know. But more recently, I have also fallen in love with the Volume 2, which is a little bit warmer in comparison. You're not getting just straight duplicate face colors. There's actually a lot of difference between them. The bronzer is different. The bronzer has a little more red in it over here, a little more golden tone in this one. The blush is more peachy, the highlight is more golden. But there are like some really pretty colors in here, like this little buttery gold shade is so stunning. So I've just really enjoyed both of these, and I like diving into it thinking, you know, there's the easy full look. I love a multitasking palette. You guys know this. So I've got those where I'm really loving the face colors and the eye colors. And then as far as individual products go, 2 blushes that I've been absolutely loving lately. This NYX Sweet Cheeks in the shade Fig. This is probably the latest thing to come into this lineup of favorites, but this color is so pretty. I'll have to direct you below in a link to the video where I put this on, and it's just this gorgeous kind of like plummy rose color on the cheeks, what it translates to, but it's really hard to pick up on that just by looking at it in the compact. So I love that. Also, this shade from CoverGirl, this is labeled as a new shade in the Cheekers line, and it's called Pink Candy, and it's matte actually. Yes, a matte blush, but it's this really cool pink color, and it definitely gives me the vibe of like naturally sun-kissed skin. You think sun-kissed makeup and maybe you think about the bronzy blushes and warmer peaches and stuff like that, which is gorgeous, but this color, when I put this on my skin, it actually gives me the feeling of, okay, I've been outside, like a natural flush. So that's another favorite. And then highlighter wise, a huge rediscovered favorite for me has been this e.l.f. Illuminating Palette. Like these are beautiful, subtle highlights. They look absolutely stunning on the skin. I feel like we had a revelation back in the video where I was first putting this on. It was like, wow. I especially love like the top 2 shades. Even to swatch them, you're like, yeah, and you know, like they're not serving up like boatloads of shimmer, but then you put them on the skin lightly, it's like, okay, I see the brightening happening. I see the gentle highlight. If you like a gentle highlight, it's great. And then my Revolution Champagne Liquid completely has made a comeback in my life. Like every time I see that on my skin, I think, wow, what radiance. Products that seem more expensive than they are, absolutely. I mean, the effect of this can definitely stand up to Becca Liquid Shimmering Skin Perfector for sure. So I'm sitting here thinking, what should I use? Should I use these for face steps? Should I pull in some of those other products? I tell you what, let's just go to the Volume 1 here and do the bronzer because I don't have a different bronzer that I chose. The balm is just great at face powders, at bronzers, blushes, and highlights. They just really nail it. So I don't know why I didn't get more excited when I first got these. Maybe it was just kind of overshadowed by other launches or something else that was going down in my life. I don't know. But these never got the attention they were due. But anytime you can get like a little compilation of the balm face products in something, it's kind of a great situation. So I'm just doing a little bit of soft contour here. I love the tone of this. Again, we're working out of volume 1, which is kind of the plummy, rosy type palette. And everything's got cute, funny, creative names. All right, so I've warmed up the skin, and I really kind of, for continuity's sake, for you to get at least a full picture of one of these palettes right now, I think I am going to go on to the blush that's in here. This blush is actually kind of like a little bit richer take on this CoverGirl light pink shade. I'll work that into a future video, I promise, so you can see it. But this is kind of a satin finish, deep rosy blush, and it's so pretty. The balm just nails it with blush. I mean, they just completely do at all times. And having both of them, it's kind of fun because you pull off a totally different vibe all over the skin when you use the other, because the bronzer's more golden, the blush is more peachy, the highlight is warmer. But I'm going to forge ahead with this, and this highlight here, it looks so white, but it actually has kind of a pinky iridescence to it, giving me kind of pink highlight from Casey Musgraves sort of vibes. I remember taking inspiration from her for my celebrity beauty video, and it was a pinky kind of icy highlight, and this is that type of thing actually. So we're gonna apply some of this. It's just striking, y'all, just striking. And the highlight in the other one is just as good. It's just more of a champagne little bit of butteriness in it. Sometimes when I get really excited about products, I go back to edit and I'm like, you were just really excited because some of the stuff you're saying isn't really making sense. But there's this fresh kind of next level, slightly pinky toned brightness coming over the cheeks right now. And I can see it like straight ahead in my mirror. I'm not sure if you can really see that in the camera, but it's seriously so lovely. I'm taking a bit of this too, and I'm kind of swirling it over this sort of temple area of the skin, just so the forehead gets to have a little fun too, you know? I don't want the forehead feeling left out. Now I'm going to put on some setting mist, which I did not choose a favorite, so let's just dig deep and find something we haven't used in a while. I pulled out the Revolution Hyaluronic Fix. I really love this. I have not used it in a while. I kind of love it when you use a product and it's like, maybe it didn't have a real intentional scent to it, but there still is a scent in it that's very specific to this product and you can't really put your finger on it, but it's kind of nice. That definitely took away anything that looked powdery. Like it really fused things on the cheeks. That setting mist, I think. My mouth is so dry. Oh, been talking and not drinking any of my coffee. For brows, I actually hadn't pulled out a favorite. I think you guys know what the favorite is truly deep down. Like it's been a favorite for a little while. My Maybelline Tattoo Studio in Ash Brown. So let's just stay consistent and use that today. I did not get a very good night's sleep yesterday. Here's the situation. We went to the splash park yesterday, the nearby splash park, which is so much fun. The girls love it. There is a slide, and I would say they spent a definite 95% of the time going down the little slide that takes you down into the water. It's shallow enough they can both like totally handle it, and as the adult supervision, you can just kind of sit back and enjoy. It's fun. But I had eaten real lightly before that. We went in the very late afternoon time, and then by the time everything winds down for bedtime, now I'm plopping on the couch and it's after 8 o'clock and I'm like, I need something to eat. And okay, here are my two biggest cravings right now. Clear as day, like no question about it. My two biggest cravings are pizza of absolutely any kind. It's been weeks since I've eaten some pizza. It's been since David was here, so what, just like 2 weeks, so we can still say the plural of week. Woe is me, I haven't had pizza lately. It hasn't been that long, but I really want pizza, number one. Number two, I'm really craving like a store-bought white cake with that white icing on it. You know, that certain kind of icing, like the kind of cake you get when you go to someone's wedding or baby shower or I don't know, something like that. I want the cake to be white. I do not care what color the frosting is, but it's got to be like the kind of thing you can pick up from Walmart or Kroger or something like that. I just want a cake, but I don't really have a cake occasion. But I think I read in a meme somewhere that part of the joy of being an adult is knowing that you can now buy cakes for no particular reason. So I don't know. I feel like maybe the next time I cut loose and go to Walmart, I might just be buying myself a cake. Or doesn't Walmart kind of packages some things small, like you can get a slice of cheesecake or something like that. Can I just get a slice of white cake with the white frosting perhaps on there? Or I could just buy the full cake and have plenty of cake for a while now. Maybe like, do you want us to write anything on it? No, I'm gonna decorate it at home for who it's for. Yeah. Then there's no judgment from the bakery because they're like, hey, this girl's a real go-getter. She's gonna finish the decoration on this cake. That selfless soul for whoever she's gonna give it to. She's gonna do it herself, okay. When really I'm just gonna nom it down myself. Although maybe the girls would have fun with some of the sprinkles we have. They could decorate this cake. I'm doing some brows. This is just the Tarte Busy Girl brow, the black brown. I kind of like sort of defining the hair-like quality here. Just running that through and I can see the hairs a bit more. The hold with this stuff is not spectacular, as I mentioned in my full review of the Busy Gal. Did I call it Busy Girl or Busy Gal? It's Busy Gal. But I don't think I ever got to the real meaning of my story, which was I ordered pizza last night and then had acid reflux after. And it wasn't until I was like in bed and I'd slept for a couple hours, so it was midnight. And I was like, oh, I need to go out to the couch and prop myself up. Suddenly I like couldn't get comfortable and I was hot, and heaven help you if you're around me and I'm hot. Like, hate being hot. All right, brows are done. Yet another situation where we talked and I really wasn't thinking about it. I'm just gonna do some Milani eyeshadow primer, the continual favorite of life. I feel kind of guilty that when I did my only pick 5 video, like if you could only pick 5 makeup products to keep, this wasn't one of them. But it was like in my planning. I mean, I had it on there, but then it's like if I wanted to be able to have a lip product and I wanted to be able to do all these other things, I had to just double up concealer as eye primer, and it did work. But my Milani eyeshadow primer knows the place it holds in my heart. It knows where my loyalty lies. I feel like I went from thinking my stuffed animals had feelings, which they still do, to fully believing certain makeup products I have feelings. So yeah, there's guilt associated with that. So for the eyes, like I didn't pull any other favorites. It's kind of these palettes here, and I'm going to continue with the Volume 1 for consistency's sake. Pull my little brush stash over here. There are some pretty pops in this palette. I've been so proud of myself for different looks I've done. Like, they're gorgeous. I'm going to start out with Nice Ash. This is the plummy shade. It has some shimmer. There's shimmer in everything up here except for this one and the one down here, this dark brown. Anyway, did I say it's Nice Ash? That's the shade. Love the naming, witty naming, cute palettes, great color schemes put together. This is an underrated product from the Balm, and it reminds me I want to do like a big favorites of the Balm or best and worst of the Balm. Would you guys be interested in that? Because every time I pick up something from that brand, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. And I'm pretty sure it's been on my to-do list for a while because it's been years since I've done something of that nature. Okay, so I'm just shearing out Nice Ash right here all over. I'm getting the plumminess. Oh, what a great like fall shade. Yes. Adding a little bit more here. It's kind of a deep shade to take straight to the crease actually, so I'm being very light-handed and building up little by little. Okay, so we've worked up this kind of plummy burgundy haze. And even though that shade has shimmer, would you know it? No, you wouldn't, because I've taken it and I've sheared it out. Naughty or Nice, we're gonna use that shade up here. This is just kind of the matte creamy color, which is really great for assisting in blending and just general eyeshadow highlighting mode. And then I'm gonna use this color called Take It for Granite right here. And I feel like I've really been digging the cool shimmery pop right on the inner part of the lid. I feel like I've sought out this kind of color in various palettes I've used lately to like have that brightness right in here. And this is what I love the Balm for, you know, these bold, shimmery shades, colors that need no assistance. They need no special method or technique, and they're just great as is. I need to do a whole like Balm rediscovery week where every day I pull out a different palette from the Balm and just fall in love with it all over again. Next, I think I want to do Nice Ash some more, just because I like saying Nice Ash. And I'm going to pat this on my outer corner. I'm just using the same brush and just giving myself that richness and depth there. And it's kind of fun with this palette because it looks cooler, but if you throw in this Copper Attitude shade or Led Astray, like those two colors on those two fingers there's kind of a rosy peachiness to them, and it's really, really pretty. I'll have to pop up a picture of another time when I caught a picture of me using this palette. I'm just loving what this is doing, my friends. Beautiful. Let's try maybe a little bit of this Copper Attitude shade, kind of like up above too. Ooh, that's pretty. That's adding in another dimension, even though it's so shimmery. Like, just have fun. That's pretty. I've always only tried that as like a pack it on kind of color, but it's really nice up in here. Yummy, yummy. I promise we're coming to a conclusion on the eyes here. I'm using Nice Ash again. Somebody's gonna comment, drink every time she says Nice Ash. And just encircling the eye a bit. And then you best believe we're doing light liner in the lower inner rim today. I'm gonna sneeze. I need the brightness. I need the help. Okay, just taking this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight, and look at the brightness we get. So I love a multitasker. I love like a two-tone kind of multitasker options thing going on here. So yay for the balm, getting rediscovered altogether and just really coming back into my life. I hadn't picked or set aside like a real favorite mascara. So I think I'm just gonna use Superhero today, and I'm using my Tweezerman Pro Curl Lash Curler right now. So I guess the only things in this look that I didn't actually set aside in my basket were the brow, the eye primer, the mascara, just those kind of like constant type steps. Yes, Superhero. This tube of Superhero is reaching its perfect age. Oh my gosh, like isn't it so satisfying when you find a great mascara and it just does the work? Now for lips, I would have to say that the best find of the month for me has been this Revlon High Shine Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish. These are like 100% full color on the lips, great shine. They remind me of the kind of feedback I was giving on like the Bobbi Brown Crushed Liquid Lips, right? It's that kind of satisfying intensity and shine. I guess these do feel moisturizing on the lips, but they last an impressively long time, and I love the way they wear down too. I'm holding a few favorite shades here, but this one called Berry Bliss, this is one of the deeper options. I need to do a full try on with these. Like, they deserve a full, like, all the info I can give. But even this shade, like, it was a really natural looking, almost like stained look after a lot of the intense shine had worn off. I also really like this kind of pinky shade called Birthday Suit. That would be pretty with this look. Also, this one called Date Night is really special. I love that. These have been like my top 3 so far. They're just awesome. Now, they do have a strong scent that is very consistent with what all the Revlon Ultra HD things have smelled like. You know, the lipsticks, kind of like a tropical scent. It's not something that's gonna like hang with you forever when you put them on, but you'll notice that. Gosh, I'm looking through some of the other shades because I was sent the full batch in PR. There's some pretty corals and really fun bright shades, so yeah, I think the full try on, we're gonna do that. But today with this look, I think I'm gonna use the Date Night color. I think a lot of people would love this shade. It goes on, it's like lip gloss, but it's really opaque. This is going to be everyone's like beautiful summer into fall kind of transition shade, like the dustiest of dusty roses. Maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm ready to deepen up my lip look a little bit, but I'm not quite in the full-on dark vampy plum place yet, so what can I use? How about this? Look at the shine. Look at the very perfected border we can achieve. And even the shine itself, I think, has impressive staying power. I know I explained that what's left behind is pretty, but the shine itself does last a decently long time. There's a thickness on the lips. These are far from being a slippery, oily kind of finish. There's just a beautiful cling going on here. And my other things that I pulled into my little basket were these 2 shades that I feel like I've mentioned a lot lately, but they're getting mentioned again. My Revlon Super Lustrous Lustrous. I love the color called Bare Affair. It's such a perfect nude. And then I also have my Berry Smoothie shade. Like, these have been used a lot this month. If Berry Smoothie, the shade name, sounds familiar, that used to be a lip butter. So I love those Super Lustrous lipsticks. And turns out, one of you guys sent me an article on Twitter saying Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks are the best-selling lipsticks in the drugstore, which kind of surprises me because they've been around so long, but you know, it's for a reason. They've been successful, I guess. So those Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks are great all the time. I explained in my products that seem more expensive than they are. They've got a great packaging, a great weight to them. But I think the most exciting find lip-wise is probably the Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish, because these are just like, I love finding a great gloss that's doing it all. You know I love that. Now, is there anything else I would do to adjust this look? I think a bit more of that blush is all we need. Just a little bit. Love it. Ooh. And then we'll just dip into a little more highlight while we're at it, because it's, you know, it's just right there, so I might as well. Yay! I love this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Something that really makes me happy about this look too is just the fact that the base is so light. Like, this was essentially the foundation. This was the concealer. And I come away feeling like I can see the finish of real skin, but you know, we dressed it up with some other things. But we're able to come back and be satisfied with like this level of coverage. That always makes me kind of like, ah, cool, you know? It's not surprising when you do a full coverage foundation and you come away like, wow, my skin looks good. And it's like, well, no wonder your foundation and concealer could have covered up a wine stain on the carpet. Like, it's something extra special when you come away feeling so happy with your lighter look. And like I said, I think that Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder is probably gonna come in and really get rotated in with this. And ow, I just swiped that across my lip. Okay. Thank you for your time, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, favorites but get ready with me style. I hope you liked it. Let me know with a thumbs up and a comment and a subscribe maybe. Is there anything else I can think of for you to do? No, just have a great day, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.